If you've ever wondered where your blood donation heads once you've left the chair and are enjoying your snack, you're not alone. Your life-saving donation is carefully packed together with important paperwork and all the sample tubes taken at your donation. Pay close attention to the barcode stickers on each item. That's how BloodSource keeps track of your gift, starting from your arm all the way to the patient you help. Almost immediately, your donation is packed and ready for the trip to BloodSource laboratories for testing and preparation. In about 1 day, it will be ready for a patient. First, our hospital services staff delivers the temperature-controlled boxes of donated blood from centers and mobile drives directly to BloodSource laboratories at Mather, California. Once there, your precious gift, along with important paperwork and sample tubes, is scanned in to make sure it's all there and ready to go. Now there's a fork in the road. Sample tubes go in one direction to the donor testing lab, and the actual blood bags go in another direction to the components lab. No matter what type of donation you give, whole blood, platelets, plasma, or all three, your blood will be typed and screened for infectious diseases every single time you give. The mission of the BloodSource Donor Testing Laboratory is to make sure each donation is safe. In the state-of-the-art laboratories, more than a dozen different tests are run on each donation. These tests look for infectious diseases and determine blood type. Laboratories perform several tests for HIV and hepatitis. One test for hepatitis and HIV is so advanced, we can actually detect the DNA or RNA of a virus in the sample. It's called nucleic acid testing, or NAT, and takes place inside this automated testing machine. And since the mosquito that transmits West Nile virus is known to be present in our region, there's also a NAT test for that. Platelets are a very special kind of donation and are tested for bacteria by culturing a sample for up to 5 days. Platelets are needed to help prevent bleeding and are gently rocked and kept at room temperature until they are ready to be transfused. If a sample tests positive for a disease, the donor will be contacted so he or she can get medical advice if needed. It's a double-team effort at BloodSource laboratories. At the same time sample tubes are being tested, the actual blood donations are being prepared into blood components for patients to receive. Your whole blood donation is spun in a large centrifuge, coming out separated into packed red blood cells and plasma. Then the plasma is pressed into a second bag attached to your donation. Plasma collected from whole blood donations is frozen, then shipped outside of BloodSource, where it's refined into life-saving therapies. The packed red blood cells are filtered to remove white cells that can cause a transfusion reaction in some patients. They can be refrigerated up to 42 days and are prescribed to help patients who are anemic or have severe bleeding. Plasma collected by apheresis or automated collections is frozen immediately once it reaches the components lab, where it can be kept up to 12 months. Plasma helps patients with severe bleeding, along with burn patients and cancer patients. Whether it's refrigerated red blood cells, platelets rocking at room temperature, or frozen plasma, our hospital services staff is ready to go into action the instant an order is placed. Boxes are wheeled out of the lab and delivered directly to a hospital's blood services department. Your precious gift is now ready to give hope to patients and their families. Yes, you do save lives.